Fail on so many levels.
Rogers is and not watching the videos.
I just so many things are wrong with this.
I don't want to spoil the recap we're going to get today.
Well, see, it was important because I went through all the justifications and reasons why you might choose to join a faction or not. And so I was going to ask you if you'd had a chance to decide which faction you wanted to join.
Which frat you joining, bro?
Now, you're factionless.
Sounds like.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being factionless.
We just all frown upon you and you can't party with us.
Oh.
You definitely won't get to party the same way that Octavia and Erevan get to party.
Ew.
We know how to party. I fell asleep in the closet.
You didn't fall asleep in the closet. You specifically went looking for a closet to fall asleep in.
So, I mean, either way, I fell asleep in the closet.
You chose to fall asleep in a closet.
That's
You
totally
went out of
fine.
your way to find a closet to fall asleep in.
There was no beds.
You didn't ask to share.
I'm a sleazeball. I'm not going to share with people. I don't want to wake up and wonder what I did last night.
In the bar.
Oh, no.
Well.
Either way, it was a good time.
Potentially, Adam, if you scroll back up, you might find some links with letters and factions about the Harpers and the Order of the Gauntlet.
Okay.
If you want to look at those and see if you have any interest in joining either of them, again, it is purely optional. But you also, after having sat around and watched as a few of your companions participated in some contests, and cheering them on appropriately, you showed up and talked to Over, and he was kind of going through the rundown of all the different things that he's made and all this cool stuff that he could give you. And he's already given you a set of goggles of night. And if there are other things you would like to ask him for, or see if he has, he would be happy to chat with you.
Does he have a spell scroll for web?
Oh yeah, web. Oh, I mean that's like it's kind of cool, but it can be really sticky. I'm just warning you. Like, I wouldn't suggest casting it in the hallway just to see if it works. Just saying. But yeah, I've got one here.
All right, I like that as well.
Okay. I mean, as a wizard, what else do you need? I've got all kinds of stuff. And like, if you have the time, I know you're supposed to be like leaving town soon, and everything. But if you got the time, I could totally like show you some really neat tricks. Like, I mean, I could also use some help crafting things. I can always use help crafting things. Do you have extra time to craft things?
I might. I don't know what else the party has got going on right now. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Well, I think we got everybody here who's going to be here for a little while. So, who wants to do the recap? Amanda, good. Thank you for volunteering.
Every time I do it. Okay, so last week, we are in this tavern. It's a lovely tavern. Actually, I think before we got to the tavern, we started speaking with the two frat house delegation people. You know, their names and stuff.
I mean, Leosin and Onthar.
Leosin and Onthar. And immediately Aravan heard about Onthar's
Order of the Gauntlet.
Order of the Gauntlet. I don't remember names, guys. You know
This
that.
is a weird Mad Lib.
Puppies.
And
Oh god.
he decided to join them, and so Onthar's like, you know what? We're gonna party tonight. And we're like, woo, party. Leosin, being a little more sneaky and secretive about things, is like, okay, we have to go to this back room and talk about this stuff. I'm like, okay, I want to hear out both sides first. So we go to the back room, and that's when we discover that our new friend Xavier is in fact part of this order. We're like, what? We had no idea. Probably because it's like an order of spies, and we're not supposed to know. That's crazy. So then he started talking about both sides. One side is really, let's see. Onthar's is like really to the point, like, hey, we see bad doers, we're gonna slash them down in their place. The wizard guy was really good about repeating exactly what they were all about. I don't have a memory like he does, so I apologize. That's why we're all supposed to go back and watch the video. Hello, Allie. And
That also happened last week. We greeted Allie.
We do love Allie.
Allie joined in and took control of all the players who weren't here.
And it was really great.
Oh boy. Let's just say that Adam, you and Cheska got in some interesting situations.
Very interesting.
Oh boy.
And then Leosin was talking about his order, which is like more like stealthy spy stuff, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool, but I'm not really stealthy, I'm not really spy-like, but it sounds cool, have a nice day. So I went out and joined the party as he spoke with Numa and was it just Numa and Xavier in there, I believe? And just kind of discussed more about, you know, what they plan on doing and all of their secretive plans. And then everyone partied all night, and it was great. And everyone got really drunk, Numa especially, just passed on the table. Let's see, Aravan, just like, you know, a total cool guy, just enjoyed the night and went to sleep. And Octavia stayed up and partied all night long, and then when there was no bed, she fell asleep in a closet by her own choice, which is still okay. They woke up and had fried bacon, and then it was on to the tournaments. There was the arrow.
There was the archery contest.
Archery contest, which I think, didn't Numa do it with darts? Or was that Xavier? Yes. Yeah. Someone did it with darts just to be a badass, and that was fun. Then there was the horse racing competition.
You know, badass and Numa don't really belong in the same kind of story.
You should tell the tree he punched that. Okay? The tree still suffering.
I'm just trying to elicit some reaction from Chip at this point.
Probably muted.
You muted, Chip? Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no better tree puncher than Numa.
Right.
That's about the only thing he can punch.
The lumberjack monk.
He's a lumberjack and he's okay.
Works all night and he sleeps all day.
Please do continue.
So everyone wakes up and we get fried bacon. I tried to steal Numa's plate and the bartender lady yelled at me. So I got my own plate. And we're supposed to continue with the games today. Right. Or was the...
Mm-hmm.
No, we did
the horseback contest was this morning.
Yeah, it was this morning. It was the last night. Yeah, so we did that. And then we had to speak with Onthar and Leosin. I think they asked us to speak with them for a little bit inside the tavern. Is that right?
No, around after the horseback race, or after the horse race.
Is that when we went to get our stuff?
You kind of took the lunch break, and they went to go talk to Over.
Yeah, and that's when he gave us all of our shiny new toys.
And I made a terrible
badass. Decision. Yeah, and you made a terrible decision.
Which is going to benefit Chesko mightily, probably.
Yeah,
Unless he doesn't want to take it.
your loss, his gain.
Well, if he doesn't want to take it, then I guess nobody's getting it.
I'll get it. I will take it.
You've already got cool stuff.
I know. I can have another cool thing. I'm really good with
What are we
like,
talking
cool
about?
things.
Magic items.
Cool thing.
Talking
There was
about
this-
Longbow of Force.
Yeah, awesome thing
Got
that I
that.
was totally misinterpreting when I was listening to Ben.
You're
describe
like,
it.
I don't want that. That's stupid.
I was like, I
And then
don't
you
want
read
a
about it,
bow
and you're
that
like,
shoots
oh.
light. I'm a rogue. And then he's like, no, you don't really see anything. It just kind of impacts. And I was like, oh, damn.
You don't have to carry arrows. You know, it's infinity.
Right.
It's no big deal. No big deal.
Cool stuff.
It's basically, I mean, in mechanical terms, it's a longbow that shoots magic missile.
So it's a guaranteed hit?
No, it is not a guaranteed hit.
Well, that's not magic missile, is it?
I know, it's
It shoots
effectively
Infinite
magic
ammo.
missiles.
infinite ammo, 3d4 of force damage.
Shoots missiles of magic.
But it only shoots one bolt. It doesn't shoot 3 arrows or 4 or 5. You don't get any dex bonus to the damage.
So there's pros and cons.
I felt like it was an item level or a character level appropriate item.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, that's cool and all, but wouldn't it reveal my position? I'll just take a cloak, thanks. And then it was like, no.
Then he just grabbed an ordinary robe that was hanging by the door. He's like, "This will do fine, thank you."
So,
I also have in my notes, don't let Erevan drink too much. He gambles over chess. And
that is also true. He gambles very poorly over chess.
Could have
Dragon
won.
chess.
What are the odds of rolling worse than a 2 anyways, right?
5%.
enough for you to do it.
Yep, and I managed to get that 5%
So you beat the odds.
Yes, he beat the odds.
every time.
Okay,
In
so
that sense, yes, Erevan's a winner.
in the inventory, let's see. We've got Octavia has her wand of healing.
Oh, I need my cloak identified.
And okay, Gotem's ointment, and there should be one more. The goggles of night.
Okay, so you get your 3 things. Yeah, Xavier, that's who you are.
Yeah.
The person with the really bad decision-making skills.
And I was completely sober when making them too. That's my
So you have
problem.
You have a black cloak.
Yeah, that was the cloak I stole from the
Yep,
Thieves
it's just a
hideout.
simple black cloak.
Yeah. The other one that's 2 items down that just says cloak is the Cloak of Elvenkind. Thank you.
Okay. Erevan. Did I manage to give you your item yet? Yep, there it is.
I've got the Periapt of Wound Closure, but it's not identified for me.
Oh, so it shouldn't.
Unless he overrid the name.
There it goes. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And Caden, you're getting a pair of goggles of night. Okay. And what else are you getting? It's a scroll of web.
Yep.
And you were going to discuss other potential items.
I looked through the list. That was all that jumped out at me for now. So, other than that, I'll just sit on my money for the moment.
You're not buying anything.
I was just getting these things?
Yes.
They are equipping you to send you on a dangerous mission.
Oh.
So
that
you
was
want
not-
all that you can get.
Within reason. There's a limit.
I'll take it all.
In that case, there was the +1 wand.
Yeah,
Wand
there's
of
no
the War Wizard.
there's no +1 anythings available.
Utility.
He has Yeah, he has utility items or scrolls or things of that nature.
I'll take every scroll of level 1 and level 2. How about that?
You don't have nearly enough money to learn them all.
I'll give it time.
And that would be more, like I said, within reason. You're, right now I'd kind of picked out another 6 scrolls for you, but of, I think maybe 1 or 2 of level 1 and 3 or 4 of level 2.
All right, what'd you have in mind?
Well, these were just the ones that kind of jumped out at me that I thought would be fun for you. And this is totally, out of character. So there's the chromatic orb, which is always fun. But you will have to find yourself a diamond worth at least 100 gold.
50.
Is it
That's
50?
50.
Okay, then 50.
Yeah, that's every time I want to cast it.
No, it's not consumed.
Ah.
You just have to own that.
Okay, well then don't I have gems?
I don't know.
I'm
if
certain
we
we
Yeah,
have
but no
items.
diamonds.
Everything
Ooh.
but, of course.
All right. Fair
I
enough.
also thought about flaming sphere, since everybody else seems to have it.
Caden is secure enough of himself that he doesn't need to compete. He knows in his heart that his fire is bigger.
There's Melf's acid arrow, a classic.
He does like acid. This is true.
Uh,
Oh, God,
Mirror
Caden's on
image.
acid.
Which is actually in the list. Level 2. There you go. Gotcha.
Ray of sickness and ray of enfeeblement. But I said, basically, I'm willing to give you somewhere around 8 scrolls of different things you may want. But it's still going to cost you the appropriate amount of gold and time to learn them. And
Right. Right. Like I said, if I looked through the list and web was the only one I was interested in paying for, but if I'm being given them,
yes,
that list seems perfectly reasonable.
well, but I want you to look through because,
Well, I have. That's
well, how about this?
Look again.
Look through it and don't think just about combat.
hmm.
I mean, you're a ritual caster, right?
Yep.
You could always find a scroll of that level that's something that's a ritual, so that way you're not wasting spell slots on it.
This is true.
Utility type things.
All right. I will heed
So-
the GM. Take another look.
Well, I'm just saying that, certainly combat is a big part of the experience of D&D, but it is not the only part.
Well, I do understand that, but at the same time, I am playing Caden, and
Yep. I said
Caden is
True to form.
you decide what you want, discuss it. So you be thinking about that while you're thinking
Okay.
about whether you're going to join an organization or not. So do lots of thinking. And then we need Chesko to figure out what he wants. And someone has to be trusted with a bag of holding. And I think it's going to be Aravan.
Okay.
Aha.
Isn't he most likely to die and/or find traps?
Yes.
Yes.
Folks, this bag seems plenty large enough on the inside to hold a whole pigeon. Sure, we'll have no problems in the future.
That is true. You could definitely hold an entire pigeon in that bag.
You could
Without
stick a
risk of crushing it.
bottle of endless air in a pigeon's
The
mouth
only
and then
thing
put him
is-
in the bag of holding.
That seems like a good way to
Stuff the
blow up a
in
pigeon.
the bottle.
Sound like a good idea, man.
If we need
Okay,
to spell lesser restoration.
What?
The pigeon.
Oh.
Where are you going
I was
with
like,
that?
you can't learn things from scrolls. Why would you need a scroll of lesser restoration? Anyway, so while all that's going
Claire
on,
finally found something she wants to heal.
we're going to step away from Ovair and the shopping spree. Unless that was just
Let's
Chesko.
see a Chesko.
That was
Back
just
to the
Chesko.
shopping spree.
Back to the shopping spree.
He only thought.
So that cloak was the max spending limit that I had, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No bow. Sorry, no bow.
No, just making sure.
So Chesko, if you're there, are you there?
It's a secret.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, there you go.
Hello.
There it is.
Ta-da.
Ta-da! So,
Hello.
you have the opportunity to relive an exquisite moment in roleplay and D&D history.
Splendid.
It is the moment where Ovair had been describing this awesome creation of his, this epic creation
Mm-hmm.
that he thought was just amazing. It is a bow that doesn't take arrows, and that, like, when you shoot it, like a little bolt of light comes shooting out of it, and you didn't actually get to see it unless you want to say that you followed Xavier as he shot the thing out the window. But this bolt of light managed to, like, put a dent in the castle wall where it hit.
Nice.
And Xavier looked at it and went, I don't really want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hindsight.
It's kind of not.
Yeah, he basically said, it's not really my thing. And this, you really need to go back and like watch the video of last week to see how just crushed Ovair was at having this amazing creation of his just rejected.
Eh.
How crushed I was after figuring out what the hell it actually did. So good.
So, you have the option of, would you like to acquire this bow?
Yes.
Or would you be interested in other things?
That sounds pretty amazing. I'm good.
All right. Well then, Chesko, you are now
Look at
the
that.
proud
You
owner
have chosen wisely.
of a longbow of force.
Where did we find this bow?
Ovair crafted it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Very cool.
He is very, very happy that you think it's cool.
Yeah.
And he's now looking just like, he's all puffed up again and like, haha, at least someone knows how awesome this stuff is.
In fairness, Chesko could probably use it better than I can anyway, so.
Yeah, try to make yourself feel better. Is it working yet?
I mean, I placed third with a monk in the archery contest.
You did. You did not roll particularly well.
It is because you didn't have this bow.
Well, we wouldn't have had the bow anyway.
And I placed just under that.
It makes me feel even better.
I didn't even have a bow.
You didn't. Damn it. Shut up, Chip.
It's like, shut up, kid, you're running it. Okay. So everyone's item should now be up to date except for Caden, who's still perusing. Now, Numa, I have swapped your wisdom and your charisma.
Thank you.
And your armor, you're getting a miscellaneous bonus of 2 from your bracers of defense that Leosin gave you.
Awesome.
That should now be updated.
So I have a new goal in my head now after I watched Doctor Strange in 3D this weekend.
Oh God!
That I will become the Ancient One of the Dungeons and Dragons world.
Yes.
I really need to go see that.
It is such a good movie.
Yeah, you do.
10 years ago, if you asked me of the top 10 Marvel characters, which one would you want to see a movie? Doctor Strange would not be in that top 10.
No.
But, man, they did a
And then
great job.
Benedict Cumberbatch got the role.
Oh, yeah. Then this guy named Benedict shows up. Makes it worthwhile. But it was excellent.
Hey, Aravan, I just want you to know that as of right now,
Yeah.
Numa has only 1 less AC than you do.
Like I say, ancient one. I'm just going to walk through combat. I'm just going to walk calmly through combat.
Trust me, it doesn't work out that way. I have an AC of 20 and just about got wrecked in the last game.
Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll stumble through the combat.
Don't worry, I have a
Legendary action attacks.
240 HP and I still almost died. So,
Wow.
He rolled so many critical hits on you.
I know.
I was just fine and I only have 50 HP,
Shut
guys.
up. I'm gonna hide behind this pillar over here, guys. Thanks.
Nope, no hiding behind pillars. I was in the middle of the room almost the whole time.
Oh God.
And I
Okay.
did the death blow. Thank
Jessica,
you.
one important thing. The longbow force. You do not get your dex bonus for damage.
I see that it's only +4 instead of +5. I'll take it though. It has higher base damage.
Oh, we mean it's only +4 instead of +5. Oh. But you get your dex to hit. You just don't get it to damage.
Okie dokie. I will adjust accordingly.
So it averages out to about the same damage. Averages as a longbow, but you get the force damage and
Not buying arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny. So, last I played, and I don't know if anyone has been playing me that's been keeping track of arrows, but I had like 6 arrows left. So, this works out.
I thought it might.
I stealthily go and take his 6 arrows out of his quiver. I need those 6 arrows.
You could have just asked.
I will. Now that you've got this.
Robbing the party. What could go wrong?
So a standard quiver can only
Maybe
hold
Aravan's going
20
to ask for
arrows,
those
right?
6 remaining.
I believe that's correct. And Jessica, I'm adjusting your items for you there. So basically, if you open it up and hit the spyglass on the one you have where it's Colossus Slayer,
Mhm.
So your attack, the stat is Dex, obviously. And for the dice, you'll want to add, I guess, your 1d8. The stat, instead of base, you got to kind of click through all of it, but it'll actually go to where there's a nothing.
I see.
And of course, it's force. So
Cool.
Is there anything specifically keeping me from having 2 quivers?
I guess not.
So, Ben,
What about
house
4
rules.
quivers?
House rule. What about it?
For suggestion, the spell suggestion.
Mhm.
If it fails, does the target know they were targeted? Because in Charm Person, it explicitly says they do. Here, it does not.
Well, they're usually pretty good about being explicit. So If it doesn't call out that the target knows, they probably don't know. You know?
More of a gentle mind trick than total domination.
Yep. If that's the case, then good to know.
Is it not
Oh,
the
God.
droid you're looking for?
Yeah, that's one of my character concepts too, but I'm trying to make him good, not evil. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, to me, suggestion basically sounds like you're trying to be persuasive, and if it fails, then they just think, no, I don't really buy it. Not, man, that seemed really persuasive for a second, but you cast magic on me! Okay.
Unless you're pulling out your snake's tongue and bit of honeycomb and sweet oil, throwing
Right
it in
in
his
front of
face. He might notice that.
Yeah, you can definitely play with they can hear and understand you. That doesn't mean they know it's you talking to them or saying that.
Yeah,
you can certainly combine that with other things.
It could be a voice in their head going, you know, I think it'd be a really good idea if I could go check on the oven and see if I left it on. Anyway, so you've now finished lunch, you've finished your shopping spree, back to the game.
Real quick. Sorry. I'm just looking at this ointment, and it says it contains 1d4 plus 1 doses, and we never rolled the d4. So I was just wanting to.
No, you have 8 doses. You ignore that.
Oh, I have 8 doses. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Never mind. Back to the game.
So, Onthar, finally getting tired of watching you guys pick through all of Over's stuff, looks at you and says, all right, I think that's probably enough now. You're gonna have a lot to do, and, well, before we sit down and talk plans and strategies, we have the arm wrestling and the drinking contest to get to. So, back to the tavern. And
Huzzah!
all of you merrily troop back to the tavern.
Drinks in hand.
So out of those the ones you want, that's absolutely fine. I didn't think you would go completely non-combat, but sure.
It's got cantrips, right?
Well, again, like I've got several damage options available, and I'm definitely leaning more towards what are the utility options? What can be applied in various situations? Things like
What
that.
can the rest of my party not do?
Everything.
Anything.
All right. Well,
You said I couldn't do everything, so.
So you guys are traveling back to the tavern, and when you get there, there's a huge crowd, and there's already a bit of a contest going on there in the middle of the tavern. There's a big circle that's been cleared out, and there's one table right in the middle, and everybody's cheering and yelling, and you see two men standing there, standing next to the table, arms out, trying to just get the other one to and one of them wins, big cheer, money starts changing hands. Clearly this is just a grand time for all, and there's clearly wagering going on here.
I give Erevan a shove. Go get you some of that.
Very well then. I will be much more successful in this than our attempts at the archery contest. I guarantee it.
And there's a couple of guys saying, hey, wait your turn. And they step up, and one guy standing there at the table, the winner of the last bout, seems like a pretty stout fellow. And you get the impression he may have won a few in a row at this point. But But the next person steps up, and as I'm trying to add things to Adam's backpack, it's really hard to narrate and do both at the same time. Oh, good. Zen disconnected anyway. I have to wait for him to come back.
I heard there's a couple of guys, and then my Skype crashed.
They just jumped you. It was like bam.
Yeah,
Just couldn't stand it.
a couple of guys.
You are now dead.
Making trouble.
All right. Rolling up a new guy. All right, here we go.
We had one ready, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Actually, lucky for you, you have a periaptive wound closure. You stabilize immediately.
That was a close one, guys. I was really worried for a second there.
He wakes up, my hand's deep in his coin purse.
Just not gonna say it.
Is that what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
Hey there.
let's see.
Xavier.
You started with everyone's going to get him some of that, and then the two guys jump him. It's like, okay.
Don't worry, Numa. It's an elven thing.
Nice coin purse.
Thank you, friend Numa. I've had it all my life.
Oh, and now I can just see Numa walking up to some girl. It's a nice coin purse.
His charisma is lower now.
That's right. It's more fitting.
Okay. So, after a couple more rounds of arm wrestling, the champion in the middle, whose name you're picking up from the crowd after each of the wins, is Oral. O-R-L. Oral.
Oral.
Well, actually, no. I'm just not going to run with that. I'm sorry. That's just no. We're going to go with Bellin.
Quiet, you crazy man. They're cheering on Bellet. Or just lost. Oral just lost. We all win.
Was his name Malva?
So, Eravan, you are now free to step up and take on the challenge of Bellin, who you've now seen win 4 contests in a row.
I will absolutely do so. Making my way, kind of just parting my way through the crowd, one by one, making a little bit of a scene of it so that he can see me making my way towards the stage.
And as Eravan starts walking up, the crowd starts going, "New guy, new guy, new guy, new guy," and they start making some wagers. Somebody coming around, kind of as the bookie says, "All right, I've got 3-1 against the new guy. Who's in?"
I'll take those odds.
You can't bet on yourself.
I'll bet against him.
What's your strength?
What are you gonna wager?
What's the normal wager for this group?
A few silver.
I'll throw in 3 silver.
10,000.
If I had coin, I'd bet, but I don't have it.
You've got at least a few starting gold.
I know. I just don't have them on my character sheet.
Well, that's your fault. I guess you spent it all.
I did?
Well, you said you didn't have it anymore, so.
No, I don't think you ever put money on my character sheet.
No, it's not my job to keep with your money.
I never started with that.
Actually,
Numa, stay out of my coin purse.
Fine. For purposes of the game, you have 150 gold.
All right, I throw a gold for Eravan as well.
Oh, a gold. I see.
have
He's
faith
like,
in my
in that case, it's 2-to-1 odds against the new guy.
Oh, that's fine.
You're running it for everyone.
Chesko threw it first.
Yep. So we got 2 gold for Aravan,
It's not my fault.
3 silver for the other guy. Anybody else? Anybody else want to place a bet? Place a bet. Place a bet.
I'm gonna cross my arms and just watch and see what happens. And enjoy my drink. Again.
You're gonna be smashed by the time.
There's no drinks getting passed around this time.
No drinks? What kind of tavern is this?
They're specifically avoiding you.
Oh no,
Drinks.
there are plenty of drinks at the bar if you want to go buy one.
No free drinks.
Cross my arms and watch what happens.
Okay. So eventually we get 2 gold wagered on Aravan, 3 silver on the other guy. And Aravan, as you step up, Bellin reaches out and says, "Ah, yes, you're new, and your name is..." He holds his hand out to shake yours.
I'm Aravan, and I'm here to put a stop to your streak. Grasping him by the wrist.
Well, he actually grabs your hand instead of the wrist, and he's giving it a good squeeze.
I'm not gonna squeeze too hard back. Just kind of be like, "Oh, you're so strong."
You're so- Oh my goodness.
Nice muscles you
Actually,
have.
you're not just saying that. You're like, "Oh, damn, that's..." He is in fact strong. But you guys get set up, and the way the mechanics are going to work is there's going to be opposed strength checks. The first one to get 3 successes more than the other wins.
All right.
So, are you ready?
Absolutely. I will take my seat at the assigned table.
All right. The crowd kind of quiets down. The referee walks up, claps his hand on top of both yours, says, "All right, let's have a good, clean match. And go."
Ah!
And you actually surprise him. You get him, moved over a little bit. He's like, "Oh, okay." He starts trying a little harder. And go.
Hey.
This time he brings it back up even again.
Friend,
And-
there's no shame in just surrendering now. Saving yourself the embarrassment of a loss.
Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be losing. And go.
Oh.
Wow.
Irving on fire
Oh,
tonight.
and when he says, "I don't think I'm gonna be losing," all of a sudden you get a surge. It's like, "Urgh." I don't know if you guys can see me acting this out, but
Yes.
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 It's brilliant.
and
And now.
go. Oh, and again, he's way down here.
Oh god.
You've almost got him beat.
Just
Come on,
one
other
more.
guy.
Come on, come on, other
I'm
guy.
not gonna give
Ah.
up. And he starts bringing it back up again.
Quit
Oh.
screwing this up, Aravan.
Again.
And then now the crowd is really getting into this. They're like, "New guy, new guy." And the ones who've been betting on Bellin are going, "Bellin, Bellin."
Other guy.
My friends are depending on me.
Oh, and you bring it down again.
Oh,
You are so close to winning
Oh
this.
my god.
And he is trying so hard. Like the veins are starting to stand out in his neck. And go.
I will not throw their trust
Oh.
away.
Oh, and he brings it back up again.
no.
Oh, you still got him
Other
teetering on the edge, but
Other guy.
go.
Numa starts screaming, "New
Oh.
guy, new guy."
Once again, you have him just on the verge of defeat.
Really? Come on.
Come on, Aaron.
Come on,
I'm
other guy.
going to-
He brought it back up the last time.
I am going to use my inspiration.
Oh.
Oh.
To get advantage on this next check.
Okay.
Ah! Oh,
He's cheating.
jeez.
Cheating.
And you feel like he's about to bring it back up one more time, and then it's just wham!
Yes.
And Aravan wins.
Huzzah!
Damn it.
And the whole crowd
The
just
crowd goes
everybody
wild.
everybody who bet on Airvan is now cheering because they're like, yeah. And the bookie does not look very happy. He's very glad he changed those odds to 2-1 before he took those bets. But
1 gold for me.
Chesco and who else bet it? Xavier. You guys both get 2 gold.
Sweet.
And Caden, you lost 3 silver.
I was robbed.
And so the crowd is cheering and everybody's looking pretty happy. And then in walks Onthar.
Oh no.
And he looks around and he says, all right, I've let you guys have your fun. Now it's time to win the contest like I always do. And he comes walking up to the table.
Friend Onthar, there's no need for you to pull a muscle.
Oh, don't you worry. I think I've got this. And he plops down in the winner's chair, no less.
My chair?
He's your boss now.
It's his chair now.
He took my chair?
He didn't just take your chair. No.
Man, this guy.
So, now
We had a good party last night.
the bookie's going around going, okay, I've got 4-1 against the new guy.
And he's already used his inspiration.
Absolutely. That got me a 10.
Taking bets.
10 gold on Unthar. Unthar.
As now, friend, this is friendly wagering. Let's not get crazy here.
I'll throw another gold in on Aravan.
Yep, gold on Aravan.
All right,
gold
good to hear.
1 gold on Unthar.
All right, that's more like it. Now, of course,
I'll do a gold on Airman. Come on, Airman. Don't let me down. I saw how powerful you were this last time.
Aravan, if you lose, you owe us all drinks.
Just remember the odds on Thar 1-1. And it's like, all right, 4-1. All right. And he takes up all the bets. So everyone except, well, I guess Aravan didn't bet. Numa isn't wagering, doesn't seem like. But everyone else...
You say 1-1. That means if I bet 1 gold and a win, get 2 gold back, right?
Yes, you will win whatever you bet back.
Woo!
So what should you have got?
What was
I
that?
gave them back their original bet and then gave them 2 gold. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I follow along now.
Yeah, you bet 1 to win 2.
Got it.
Or, yeah, you pay 1 to win 2. Now they're paying 1 to win 4 or to win 5. So
Yep.
Original bet plus. Anyway, all right. So the referee walks up. He looks around and says, I guess it was about time for the contest to be over. Okay, good luck, son. He puts his hand
I
on top
believe he's talking to you, Onthar.
I like you, kid. And the referee goes, and go.
Ha!
Oh.
No.
And actually, it doesn't move.
Oh, draw.
Rip stays right there in the center.
The tension is high.
And go.
Ah,
Aravan, no.
It's real good, Aravan. Keep playing the long game.
New
guy.
As Onthar kind of looks across the table at you, he gives a little grin. And all of a sudden, your arm is just like halfway down. It's like he's almost beaten you in this one move because he rolled a natural 20.
Oh, God.
Wait, can we give
there's
him
no shame
inspiration
in
for
calling
cheering
it
him
a
on?
draw.
And Can you give him his inspiration? Sure.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him inspiration because we're cheering him on. Come on,
Okay, we roll
Evan.
one more time. You don't get three
can
chances
do
at
it.
it.
Natural
Yay,
20.
woo!
All right.
Hooah.
Yeah.
It's
And
about
as
time I've heard
as
some
you
shit.
hear your companions, the people you've lived and died with, in your case, literally, cheering you on, you get a surge of energy, and you manage to bring the clinch back up to the middle again. He smiles and says, "Yeah, you may just be up to this."
New guy, new guy.
You're saying that to your girlfriend?
And go.
Damn it, Numa, we have names.
Oh, damn it.
Obviously, I'm pained deep down about my friend Numa still not knowing my name. After all,
You
And
could
that's-
have really demoralized him.
And it's really
It's just-
it's really unfortunate because all of a sudden, as you hear Numa's voice in the background going, "New guy," you're like, "What is he?" That momentary distraction, Onthar just takes your hand and goes, "Wham!"
Ah.
Because not only did you roll a natural 1, he rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
No.
I was just doing what everybody else was doing, innocently.
And because it was such a sudden, you lost concentration for just that split second, and just the sudden jerk of motion, I need you to roll a d6.
Oh,
Right.
gosh.
He breaks your arm.
There we go.
Oh, jeez.
6 damage.
You effectively just sprained your elbow,
Oh, God.
and your dex or your strength is going to be 10 for the next 6 hours.
All right.
You have some of that ointment ready, Octavia.
So, Thar, he sees you like wince in pain. He goes, "Oh, sorry about that, son, but you got to pay attention. You never know when your opponent's going to pull a trick on you."
Man.
You can
I
see by
didn't
the
think my
whole...
opponent would be coming from my own companions. Did not expect such a trick to come from their direction. Well played.
New
Onthar.
guy, new guy, new guy.
So,
Herman, what happened? You were so close.
You could tell
Caden,
that he got totally
you get
distracted.
you get your 1 gold that you bet back and the 1 in winnings.
Thank you.
Everyone else is down a gold.
Erevan got cocky, you can tell, because he rolled 6s, 3, 1. He got cocky after the last contest.
I gave it my all in that first one.
Look at that inspiration I gave him, though. I was so inspirational.
It was.
Right?
Yeah. So, Evan, like our friend here said, you owe us all a round of drinks.
Did I not win enough coin for everyone in that first round when everyone bet upon me?
Nope.
Nope.
Perhaps you should have bet more.
Well, Chesko, we
I
walked out.
tried. They
even,
wouldn't let me.
Do what now?
I said we walked out even, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You guys actually walked out up a gold.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I'm at 305 now.
Oh, because I thought I bet my last gold on that one.
Up 1.
You won 2 for the first contest and lost 1 for the second.
Yep.
Right.
So you're net up 1.
Ah. Well,
But
still owes me drinks.
being a man of honor, Erevan is going to make his way up to the barkeep to buy a round of drinks for everybody,
Ah.
knowing that
Ah,
everyone bet
yeah.
on him.
Caden thanks you.
All right. Well, we've got just enough time for a good ale, and then it's on to the wrestling contest.
Ooh.
Or the drinking contest, whichever you prefer.
Oh, I'm in for that one. I'll enjoy this beer slowly.
And
Can
once
we
again,
combine
you can
them?
see everyone kind of takes a break. They start milling around. Just everybody's having a good time. the ale starts flowing freely, and the room kind of gets cleared where there was the table in the middle where the arm wrestling was happening. They've now pulled the table aside. They've scooted all the chairs and tables kind of back against the wall and made a clear space in the middle. And over where all the chairs are now kind of crammed over into a corner and a couple of tables have been shoved together, you see a collection of people gathering there and a collection of people gathering kind of around the open ring. And you get the impression that there's going to be the simultaneous wrestling and drinking contests, probably traditional because people like to drink while watching the wrestling, and they just eventually end up mingling between the two. So
I head over to the drinking contest side.
Yeah, Caden's going to go in the drinking contest as well.
okay,
I join it as well.
Numa's going.
You don't have any fans here, do you?
I'm about to make some.
I think Numa's going to wrestle.
okay,
All right.
Man, not quite feeling himself with his arm being sprained a little bit. He's going to go for the drinking contest.
Just make sure there's no small children anywhere nearby.
and Xavier.
I'm gonna sit back and just watch the hilarity ensue.
Okay,
You chicken, get over here.
Aravan's going to leave the 5 drinks he bought in front of Xavier. Because everyone else kind of took off.
I guess I'll have my own drinking contest.
all right. So
If you're competing with yourself, that's a drinking problem.
True.
the
I'll
first
sit and watch
few
it.
combatants gather around and they kind of pair off. You can see most of them end up. This is kind of this is not WWE style wrestling. This is more like Greco-Roman wrestling, and so most of them are like stripping down to just their pants and kind of getting in the crouch and
Just
going
their
into the
coin
clinch
purse.
and
Just a coin purse.
the first several. It seems like a lot of it's just kind of friends wrestling friends trying to figure out I'm going to beat you this time. But you do notice there are a few kind of skilled members in there, and that's slowly taking shape. You can kind of see that they tend to kind of have self-sorted themselves into the people who are just doing it for fun, and then the people who are a little more serious about it, and then the people who are really serious about it because they know they're good. And so all the people who are just having fun are kind of going first. Over at the table where all the people who are going to be drinking have gathered, right now it's just a lot of chatter back and forth, just kind of chatting and talking and enjoying an ale or a drink of their decision. But most of them are taking it pretty slow and just kind of cheering as the wrestling goes on and so on. So what would you guys like to do?
I will watch the wrestling until the drinking contest starts.
I'll
You're gonna try to like.
I've
Sizing
already
up.
stripped down to my pantaloons.
Aren't you already stripped down to your pantaloons?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, according to your picture, you never wear a shirt.
Yeah, I know. I think I do have a robe of some description.
He takes off his shoes.
Yeah. Crack my toes.
All right, so you're
Aravan's
gonna
going to look around to see if any betting's taking place on the wrestling.
not yet, no.
All right. He's just going to be kind of looking out for that.
So Numa, are you gonna try to jump in the early part, or are you gonna kind of wait till the more serious wrestlers show up?
Oh no, I'm doing the early part. Yeah, the early part.
Okay. So
I'm just doing this in respect to our hosts, showing respect to the host. I'm not going to be that serious, but we'll see where it goes.
okay. Well, what I need you to do then is, as you get paired up with another gentleman of slight build, kind of similar in size to you, he kind of walks over and says, Are you looking to get in on the wrestling?
I am.
Ah, good. Hi, my name's Salmon.
Hello,
Like
Salmon.
fish. It's
Greetings.
nice to meet you.
How do you get involved in this wrestling match?
Basically, you pair up, and when that group gets done, you walk in. And I figure we're about the same size, so we'll give it a go. So,
All right.
what's your name?
Numa.
Uma. That's an odd name. What does it mean?
It means
Oh.
Badass.
What? Okay, you don't have to say it. It's no.
don't
worry.
It's
Super
Elvish
best
for
wrestler?
it's Elvish for no father.
Oh, God. You went deep.
Thank you.
Well, I think they're just about done. Why don't we? Yeah. Good.
Sorry,
good to
you
meet
asked. Yeah. So what does salmon mean?
It's just my dad's name.
It means fish.
This is slippery as a fish.
So it will be one who's named after his father wrestling one who has no father.
Fates are cruel.
He's really regretting walking over to you now. But what I need you to do, this is going to be a skill contest instead of just a straight ability check. You are going to be making opposed athletics or acrobatics checks, depending on what you would like to do.
Oh, definitely. Okay. Definitely doing acrobatics.
Apparently, we're going to have a soundtrack for this.
Awesome. Dancing Queen.
Duel of Fates.
Okay, everyone needs to load up the YouTube.
Load up the YouTube.
Don't actually start playing the music yet. We've all got to be in sync.
How do I know what we're playing? Are you sending something?
Yeah, okay.
There's a link
Yeah.
on Skype.
Adam just linked it.
Oh, is it on Skype? I'm sorry. Hang on.
In the Skype chat.
Well, shoot.
But while you're working on this, what I want you to do as we're going through this contest is you're going to describe the kind of maneuvers you want to make, and that'll
Okay.
dictate whether you're going to be doing an athletics or an acrobatics.
Okay.
I really want you envisioning this wrestling match.
Well, what if
Use
I
as
don't know
many
what the...
pro wrestling terms as possible.
Yeah, what if I don't know what to
Absolutely.
call it?
Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah, you got to make your intro first to get an advantage.
No, he's already lost any opportunity for advantage on the intro. His intro is effectively like fingernails on the chalkboard.
All right, I'm ready, I guess.
Okay,
Oh, is this going to be my theme song?
this is what's going to be playing during
This
during the
guy's-
match.
It's over. It is over. This
Okay.
guy is done.
On 3. Everybody hit play. 1, 2, 3. All right, he steps into the middle of the ring. What are you gonna do? He's kind of standing there ready, just waiting on you.
I am going to feint to my left and then grab around his neck on my right.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Oh, sure. Okay. Is this out in the open?
not
All
drunk.
right. He sees the feint, and he starts to move with it, but he gets his arm up and blocks. And now he's gonna make a dive at you. He's try to duck under you and grab around your waist. So I need you to make another athletics check.
Not so fast.
And as he starts to duck in, it's kind of clumsy, and you manage to he ducks in and he misses you. What do you do?
So I try to grab his leg and lift him up.
Okay, that's definitely going to be athletics.
Oh!
Oh man.
So
Let's give him some inspiration,
What do you
guys.
call that?
Come on,
I
Noah.
think you just
Come on,
Yes, he's-
follow this.
he's kind of ducked his head. And he's tried to lunge in and grab you around the waist. You sidestep that with ease, and you think he's going to keep tumbling past you. And you reach down to grab his leg and just miss. And now you're out of position. And he's about to try to come around
your back.
behind your back and get your neck. Ready?
Okay. Am I ready?
Go.
Both of us?
Woo!
Oh. So as he comes around behind you, you feel his arm coming like around your neck, and you slide your hand up real quick and force it away and spin, and you're back there. It's right in front of you again.
Okay. I'm going to try to. So I'm going to turn around, grab him by the waist, and try to suplex him.
Okay, so you're going to try to duck under and grab him.
That's right.
Make an acrobatics check this time.
Oh, he's done. Oh, my gosh. Thank goodness for my proficiencies.
This is the Qui-Gon maneuver.
This is you as you're getting ready to duck under his arms to try to get around behind him. You all of a sudden you just go.
Are you doing something on camera? That I
Yeah.
need to look at?
That's okay. you just stop, and you, instead of making a dive, you center yourself. Close your eyes. And in that moment, he thinks something strange is going on, but he's not going to miss this opportunity. Need you to make an athletics check. Because of the momentary distraction and the need to recenter yourself, like the instinct to just bring your focus back, that instant where you close your eyes, he dives around you, and he's now behind you, and he has got one arm around your waist. He's getting ready to suplex you. Need you to make an acrobatics or athletics check to try to escape.
I'm going to actually, when he goes to lift me up, I'm going to help him so I can just completely flip over him.
Oh.
Okay.
Use an acrobatics check.
Yep,
So I'm going
that'll
to
be
use his
You're gonna use his
momentum.
momentum against him.
Jeez, good Lord. Come on, 20.
So
Lord
as
almighty.
he starts to lift you,
Just-
you push off, and you think, I've got him. I'm going to get him. And he just kind of, instead of continuing to lift you, he just kind of goes slack and lets your own kick
Yeah,
tip you over his shoulder.
sure.
Just make an
Knock
attack
myself
roll,
out.
So you're gonna have to roll 2 d10s, and if you roll above 75, you are in fact going to knock yourself unconscious.
Yeah. I'll be
Low
going down
numbers, low
in
numbers.
I'll be going down in history.
Oh, 82.
That would be an 82. So
That's an awesome maneuver.
So yep, as you kick, and he rolled a natural 20, so he actually
Oh, yeah.
almost anticipated this.
Yep,
So as he
good job.
flip over his shoulder, and you think you're getting ready to just roll out of his grip, he just kind of goes slack, and he goes wham, your neck, and like right between your shoulders, slams into the floor, and you just go blank for a second.
Oh man.
And everybody in the tavern who's watching goes, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
From
Narma! Film.
Narma!
I throw
And
in
the
a
guy-
towel.
the guy gets up and he's like, you are you okay? And he kind of shakes you, and you don't actually go unconscious. You're just like, ugh. But
Salmon, son of salmon. Are you my father?
I think we need to put him aside for a little while.
I'll go run and grab Numa.
How many drinks am I holding up?
Jeez,
Come on,
Salmon, you're
Numa,
so
join this contest. It'll be more
you're
fun.
so pretty.
As I'm pulling him back, I'm like, shh. It's all right, Numa. It's all right. I'll sit him down and hand him one of the beers.
Pretty.
Did I win?
No.
Did I win?
No, but you went out with style. Here, have a drink.
So now that epicness is over, the rest of you watch as the next map gets underway. These guys seem a little more skilled. Like Numa was quick, but so was this other guy. You know, it was a fight of maneuvering. But once the actual clinch happened, that didn't go well. But as some of the more serious wrestling matches get going, the bartender comes over, and this time it's not the old guy who served you your breakfast and gave you that god awful fire drink that you had in the morning.
It's still magical drink, though.
It wasn't.
I needed it.
It got away. It killed your hangover without any trouble, but it was you're still not quite sure which was worse, the fire or the hangover. But he walks over, and instead of mugs, he has some very small glasses.
Oh dear.
And he has a big jug of something.
Oh God, it's dwarven firewater, guys.
Let's do this.
And as he's walking over, everybody's like, "Yeah!" And he looks around and says, "All right." Or excuse me, this isn't the old guy. This is a younger lady. Walks over. "All right, lads. Which of you think you're man enough for this?"
I'm gonna step forward. I'm man enough for this.
"Ah, I like a lass with spunk."
I'm gonna wink at her.
Oh God.
Much more charming.
Make me a charisma roll.
Oh man.
Aravan wants to lean over the guy
Hey,
next to
that's
him and be like,
pretty
is the contest starting? Is this the start of the contest?
Ah, yes, this is the contest. Haven't had the same winner yet. And the serving lady looks at you. She kind of nods back. She's seen much more impressive winks.
I'm sure. But it wasn't terrible, okay?
No, she's not
average.
insulted.
Hopefully drinking isn't charisma, because I'm not gonna do so great.
I think that works the other way.
So, as she starts to set down the glasses and the jug, she sets out enough places for 20 different drinkers.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be a big contest. There's gonna be so many drunk people. It's gonna be so much fun.
Better claim your closet quick.
I know, right? I think I locked it before I left. We'll see.
Jesco takes a place at the head of the table.
All right. So we got Chesko at the front of the table.
If Onthar is participating, Aravan wants to sit by him, or like opposite him.
Onthar is not sitting down for this one.
All right.
He's over there watching all the wrestling.
I'll grab a spot.
Sitting in the middle. I wanna see
Okay.
everyone. Is it a round table or a long table?
These are a couple of. There's one long table and there's a couple of round tables all kind of shoved together. So you've got like one section that's like over here. It's a flat long table. Then you got two round tables. And there's just chairs everywhere.
Okay, I want to sit like in the middle so I can get a good view of kind of everyone. I want to see how everyone's doing. That's fun.
Okay, so we got Octavia, we got Caden, Chesko,
Evan.
Aravan.
and Xavier is or is not participating.
I'm not. I have to take care of Numa.
Okay.
He's
That's
playing
no
mom.
excuse, Xavier.
All right.
Someone has to make sure he doesn't fall out of a chair and fall asleep and go unconscious or something.
I'll heal him later.
So,
No, you won't.
what I need from you guys is,
goodness.
as the glasses are set out, she takes the jug around and starts pouring. She's not even pouring full glasses. She's just pouring like half a glass in. So that's- okay. So, I need each of you guys to make me a Constitution save.
Oh, fuck.
There's the
That-
fucking 20.
That was a lot of rolls.
Damn it.
I saw a lot of shadow dice.
Well, there are the 4 of you and 16 other
Yeah.
people participating. So, number 4. You see number 4 take his drink, and he kind of gives that, like, shiver of, oh my god! Ugh. And he just says, oh, okay, I'm done. And as each of you down your drink, what you realize is that, you know, you had the drink, or most of you had the drink that morning that had like the essence of pepper in it, and it just made your tongue set on fire. This stuff, it is clearly alcohol. There is a lot of alcohol in this, but that's not where the drinking contest part comes in. This stuff tastes foul.
Grain alcohol.
It is like if you could distill the essence of, like, you know, manure from the stables and dirty underwear and dish rags and just soak it in alcohol. That's what this would be.
So it's the mop water from the end of the night.
Strained gym socks.
Xavier is over here on the table just laughing his head off.
You don't know what it tastes like.
I know, but I can see all your guys' faces.
Xavier, place your bets now.
I have no bets to wager.
Okay,
Make
So-
it round 2.
you guys, you have all successfully made it. Again, you also, each of you gets that little bit of a shudder, like, oh, I can't believe that's what I drank, because you
Really
really don't
bored
know
now, guys.
what exactly it is. But it's not good. Not good at all.
Oh,
And there are 5 of the other contestants who have already just said, okay, no, can't do it.
Come on, boys. We can do this. I'm going to raise the glass.
And the bar wench laughs and comes around and fills up. And this time she actually fills up each of the glasses.
I'm going to
Oh,
wince
boy.
a little bit.
And everybody's like, okay, on the count of 3. And at this point, there are a few, especially the ones who've dropped out, who are like, okay, 5 gold on that one. And they start making wagers. If anyone would like to make a wager as to the winner of this contest,
What do you think, guys? I got this.
or you're just all in it to win it.
In it to
We're in
win
it
it.
for the
That's
glory.
point.
All right.
Matter of pride.
Okay, well, let's make another Constitution save.
Ah!
Nice.
Win it to win it.
I bump Numa in the chest and say, new girl, new girl, new girl.
All right, Octavia, you drink it down. You're like, yeah, I can do this. I don't even taste
Yeah.
anything.
not even bad, guys.
Caden,
Whoa.
as you know what's coming, and you're like, oh, okay, and you start to drink it, like your throat will not let you. Your body is rejecting this material, and you are out.
I know exactly what that feels like.
Yeah.
Get out.
Aravan, you take your drink, and you have to steel yourself and kind of do like 2 or 3 swallows to keep it down, but you manage. And Chesko, you also just managed to keep the liquid down. Let's see. Number 2 falls by the wayside. Number 5 is gone.
I'll wave to Caden. Come to our table.
I'll look over
All
to
right, I'll wander
Octavia
over.
and Chesko and be like, remember, this is not a race, but a marathon.
Which is also a kind of race, but I get what you mean.
It's a longer race.
I'll hand Caden one of the other drinks and say, this one's probably cleaner than what you were drinking.
Thank God, I need something to wash that foul taste out.
Okay.
Marathons, and I'll raise the other glass.
To the horse race.
So let's see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 other contestants still left. We have whittled the field by half.
Woo,
Go,
that
guys.
was easy.
Top 10.
Okay. Once again, the glasses are filled, and everyone's dreading this. And what each of you realize is that as you drink more of it, it seems to taste worse. And it's not sitting well in anyone's stomach right now. Not at all. You think this next one's going to be hard.
Hang on. So marathon, but let's make it a quick
Drink
marathon.
quick. Drink quick.
So, if everyone will once again make me a Constitution save.
Oh no!
Oh, I think
I'm
you're
out.
all out.
Oh, can I use my
Chesko.
inspiration?
With
You already
style.
used your inspiration.
I never went on what?
You gave
On
it
me.
to Aravan.
Oh, I just thought I was inspiring him.
No, you
You did.
used your
Oh.
You're not a
inspiration.
bard.
You're not
Well, I don't know how that works, you know? Damn it! At least his was worth it, okay?
So Octavia, whereas you just down that last one, you didn't even let it sit in your mouth so you could taste it. Your stomach makes a little gurgle right as you're about to drink, and so you can't quite swallow, and you let it sit in your mouth for just a second too long. And it's at this point you would swear that like there's curdled milk in here somewhere, and you can't. You just spit it right back into the glass.
Yeah, I'm gonna spit back into the glass and put the glass down and stand up and say, You guys enjoy your drinks. I'm gonna walk away.
And Aravan, you get about halfway through the drink, and you can't. You're done. You're just done.
Slide the remainder of the drink over to whoever's sitting next to me.
And there are now 5 people left.
Damn, I almost made it. Oh, it's so frustrating.
Numa, what do you call Chesko?
Jessica, let's see. Think.
Troll Slayer.
Who?
That name doesn't ring a bell to Numa.
Yes, Troll Slayer. Troll Slayer.
Call him Yuki.
Have I met a Chesko?
Ranger.
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 Ranger. Ranger.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna go and grab one of the beers that Aaron bought earlier and try and get a better taste in my mouth.
So at this point, they kind of scoot all the remaining 5 contestants, including Chesko, over kind of around the same table. And that table seems to kind of be in the corner. It's like they know that something bad is about to happen.
We're far enough away from projectile vomit, right?
You don't know yet. You're not.
God.
Are you proficient in vomit?
I'm proficient in hiding behind other people. I sit to the
Knowledge
other side
vomit?
of Caden.
Is that like a 110 range on that? Or...
So she pours, and this time
Oh God,
she takes the little shot glasses away with her,
Oh no.
and she brings like a tumbler glass,
Oh.
like one of those fancy sipping whiskey glasses.
Oh my gosh.
And she pours a decent bit in the bottom of each glass. This is like the double shot, And all 5 of the remaining contestants, or the 4 that aren't Chesko, are staring at this and wondering if it's really worth it. It's like winning a contest. That's a big deal with the Order of the Knights, or the Order of the Gauntlet. It's like they're very much about competition and camaraderie and just the companionship that goes with it. But really, they don't know anymore.
I'm sure glad I'm a Harper now.
Shush.
So,
Secrets.
Jesco, if you'll make your roll.
Yeah. Hey!
Hey! Oh my God, Chesko, the iron stomach.
So, Chesko, as you steel yourself, you just swig this stuff, and it's all gone. You see 3 of the other people around your table can't even finish theirs. They get about halfway, they're just like, oh, I can't do it again. And the 4th one gets about halfway through the drink, and all of a sudden,
Oh God.
and just all over the table.
Oh.
It's like someone knew this was going to happen eventually.
I goad them on. What's the matter? You can't hold a drink?
And the barmaid comes over to you and says, well, I guess you're the winner. So, lucky you get free drinks for the rest of the night.
Here's the rest of what everybody just didn't finish.
Oh no.
But Onthar comes over and says, hey, congratulations. And he comes over and shakes your hand. He's like, well done, well done. I've always interested to see who can put up with that shit the longest.
Well, I'm used to putting up with a lot of shit, so I'm well trained.
Endurance, being able to fight through hardship, is an important trait to have. Good on you. He's like, let me buy you a real drink.
Yes, please.
And he goes over and you see that the kind of older bartender who served you breakfast has kind of been in the back, like in the kitchen, kind of just keeping things going. He calls out and says, Angus, I need a special.
Oh God. The special.
And Angus says, aye, coming right up. And he walks out, and there's a tray that has like a nice sizzling side of ribs. Like, these have clearly look like they're pork ribs. They look really tender. And
Test.
it just looks delicious. And they're just like piled with, onions and mushrooms and things. And then he brings out 2 bottles of what you don't really know what, but he sets them down and says, and Onthar looks at you and says, I find this always helps cleanse the palate. Trust me, you'll appreciate it.
Okay. I take a swig.
As you take a swig, it is a very, very fine tasting ale. It's like, this is not just, beer. This is ale. This is it's like it's got a touch of honey to it. It's almost like it's not quite mead, but it's really good. And you can see why it's in bottles and not out front.
An exquisite gift. Thank you, friend.
It's no problem. Said I like to reward those who can strive and achieve. And well, aside from your small friend who tried the wrestling, I've been impressed with all of you. I knew you'd done well in our test, and seeing how you performed in our revelries, I think that you do have what it takes to carry on the quest that we have for you. But we'll talk about that tomorrow morning. Tonight, enjoy your night. Enjoy the food. Have a good time. And I'll speak to you in the morning. And he takes his bottle and starts wandering around, again, kind of, clapping guys on the shoulder, chatting with them, encouraging them, cheering for the wrestlers.
Jesus.
Yeah, just like that. Cheering just like that for the wrestlers.
Sounds like it.
Crowd's turning a little rabid there.
Right.
And there's where we'll take our halfway break. So,
Dun, dun, dun.
we'll be right back.
All right.
Mm.
And I'm back.
Woo. Just saw Ben's lights go off. I think there's a murderer in his house.
His lights went off?
The Skype video.
Remember, Allie's gonna kill him? Why she bought him the balloons?
I was checking to see if there are killers outside his windows.
He's gonna tell us his last words, guys. Pitching.
Brace yourselves.
Uh-oh. It's okay, Ben. You can tell us.
Tell you what.
I understand if you have to use code words.
If there's a murder in your house, blink twice.
What?
That was two. That was two.
Oh, God! Ben will miss you. But we'll watch the camera to see if we can catch them.
I am so confused right now.
There's something moving in the corner of the camera.
The murder balloon.
That's what the killer wants us to think.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I'm glad that I know these things now.
Don't worry, you just have to watch the VOD to figure out what the hell we're talking about.
Good answer.
So, is everyone back?
Our van's here.
Everybody's here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, unless any of you guys have anything specific you really want to do for the rest of the evening, I figure we'll just reconvene in the morning after you've recovered, and you have the opportunity to sit down and talk with Leosin and Onthar.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Yeah.
How am I feeling right now, by the way? I mean, like, I won, but, like, am I really a winner?
You, like, the food actually did help to settle your stomach. You have some righteously awful farts,
Ah, okay.
and the taste still lingers a little bit, but you won.
Okay, fair enough.
And it actually did, aside from the ale, the bartender eventually came back and presented you a little pack of 10 gold coins.
Woo! I'll add that.
I don't know if you guys could hear that, but my dog was just running laps around the furniture.
Because there's a murderer in your house, Ben. He's trying to warn you.
Dogs know these things.
Clearly, I missed something.
Evil's afoot.
Anyway, so you once again come downstairs after having crashed for the evening in the accommodations upstairs in the Black Antlers. And Onthar and Leosin once again are in the kind of private back room chatting, and this time they look quite a bit more serious. For RP purposes, Caden and Chesko. I don't know if Adam, you should have had an opportunity. Chesko, I don't know if you have or have not, but you have both been offered the opportunity to join either the Order of the Gauntlet or the Harpers, should you choose.
Who's the second one?
The Harpers.
I'm not sure that I've been introduced to them.
You would have been if you'd been here last week.
Yep, that's what I thought.
But the Harpers, just copy all this.
Harpers are basically for the greater good, but from the shadows. The Gauntlet is for the greater good, but up in your face, we're going to kill you.
Yeah, for the Harpers, think Shield without Nick Fury and without Hydra.
Proper Shield.
Yeah, more of the Coulson Shield.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys
James Bond.
have read any of the Forgotten Realms novels.
I may have read a few.
I know you have. I think Elminster may have been a Harper.
Sort of. Elminster was a lot of things.
Well, anyway, you have the opportunity to join. Part of the reason they're arming you is that they've basically together decided on a course of action they're going to set you guys upon, and felt like you needed to be prepared for what they are sure would be mighty challenges down the road. So, if either of you choose to join, then consider yourselves part of this conversation as a member of that organization. If you choose not to join, you've still got your stuff, and they're still sending you on a mission. And your stuff is kind of, payment in advance for a good chunk of the mission.
All right.
Harpers don't sound too bad.
Yeah, Caden is interested in working with the Harpers.
Brothers.
Okay. Well, if you guys, again, I'll let you make your final decision later, but just kind of listen as if you were part of the Harpers for now, and then you can kind of go on. So, you walk into the room. Onthar and Leosin are there, and they welcome you in, tell you to take a seat at the table. And Leosin's the one to start talking first this time. He looks at all of you and says, "Friends, companions, I'm glad you could join us. We have received news. There has not been any word of a large force of any kind making its way along the coast road. We have had our lookouts trying to keep an eye, and we believe this is more evidence that what cultists left the encampment where we had sent you to investigate had disguised themselves in their travels to the north. We do not know how far they intend to travel. We do not know where this destination of theirs might be. But we believe we have been able to rule out just about anywhere south of the Chonthar River. So, if our suspicions are correct, the cultists, as well as the goods they have taken from the many settlements and villages around Greenest, are making their way north along the coastway, and they will be forced to travel through Baldur's Gate. It is very unlikely that they will be able to make their way past Baldur's Gate. It would seem unusual for merchants or travelers to skip the city. The territory around the city is, well, there's a reason the city is there and nowhere else. So, we believe that your best chance is to get to Baldur's Gate before them. We think that there's a decent chance that if you leave today, you'll be able to make it there at least 3 or 4 days before the cultists might arrive, at least cultists transporting any sort of large quantity of goods. Riders certainly could have reached Baldur's Gate by now, so some members may have already made it through to prepare the way, but our task for you is that you travel to Baldur's Gate. We will put you in contact with an acquaintance of mine, and we believe that it would be best if you were to disguise yourself somehow. I believe that at least some of you began, well, when you arrived at Greenest, you were serving as caravan guards. I think that would probably be a very suiting disguise and a way to infiltrate the caravans or the traveling merchant trains that may be leaving Baldur's Gate for the north. You will need to watch for anyone you recognize from the camp. We will also be watching for any signs that illicit goods are being moved through the town. But if you can follow these cultists, you will have to be careful, have to go unnoticed, or we must track down their location in the north. We must find their hideout or their headquarters or wherever it is they are making their way to. Do you have any questions about what task we have set before you?
Should we encounter the cultists outside of Baldur's Gate, should we engage them or attempt to follow them to their destination?
If they are traveling openly as cultists, as worshippers or companions to this dragon cult, then it perhaps would be safe to engage them. But I would still urge you not to. We need information. Maybe that the ones you recognize are the ones who are traveling so boldly would be foolish enough to lead you directly to where they need to go.
I would suppose Baldur's Gate guards would be on high alert right now. Do you have any special code to take with us so we can ensure that we are, in fact, on the good side? Can you tell them we are with you, or...
Because Octavia, I see you have never traveled to Baldur's Gate yourself.
No.
Baldur's Gate is, well, it's the largest city in this part of the Sword Coast. Next to Waterdeep, I believe it's the largest city on the entire Sword Coast. Even if the entire force of the Order of the Gauntlet were to besiege the gates of the city, we may not be able to take them. I do not believe you will find they are much concerned with the comings and goings of merchant caravans, if that is how they are traveling. Baldur's Gate is the...
Even with the warning that they may be infiltrating their city, they're not going to be wary as to who enters.
We have informed those who need informing within the city. But we have no way of identifying...
Who to trust.
Well, we have no way of identifying anyone who may have participated in the raids or may be a member of the cult.
Ah,
They were able to establish a large encampment in the mountains of the south without anyone being the wiser. They clearly know how to traverse the lands of the region. So this is why we are sending you. We don't think the gate guards of Baldur's Gate will be the ones to discover what is going on here.
well, okay then. If you say so, I have not been there.
I believe you will find that Baldur's Gate is a complicated place. It throngs with people. It is a natural intersection.
And also dogs.
Dogs there.
Yes,
And that's how Octavia died.
it is how
Alright,
Octavia
this is
died.
your-
That's a wild
Yes,
dog.
Is there a murderer in your house?
He moves fast.
But Baldur's Gate teams with people. There are people of all sorts there. There are schemers, plotters, murderers, champions, ruffians. You will find all kinds. It is, well, you shall see.
Do you wish us to make any further contact with you through your contact in Baldur's Gate then? Or is there another way for us to send word to you?
I have discussed the ways to get information to me with your companions who have chosen to take up the work of the Harpers. I will rely on them to inform us, as I'm sure Onthar will rely on you to inform him.
Very
And
well.
Onthar kind of chuckles and says, when I send people to accomplish a mission, I expect them to accomplish the mission. You can bring word of your victory. If you don't send word, I'll assume you failed and we'll send someone else.
With our inevitable victory, I also expect a rematch.
We'll see about a rematch when you get back. How's your arm doing, by the way?
Still a bit stiff and sore.
It'll get better. I don't think I hurt you that much. You are a tough lad. Leosin looks around again and says, once you manage to find a group of the cultists, again, they are almost certainly traveling in disguise. But if you can discover them, or if our contacts within Baldur's Gate can discover them, you need to infiltrate their whatever means of travel they are engaging. Either follow them, join up if they're traveling in a caravan. It is relatively unusual to see lone traders leaving from Baldur's Gate. Fields of the Dead to the north are not a place lightly to be traveled through. So try to integrate yourselves in. Stay with them, watch them, discover what you can. And leave word in the ways that I have instructed your companions. Once you find where they're located, well, we're sending you because we believe you capable and we trust your judgment. You have acted bravely and well in your encounters so far. If you believe that you must act, then act. But I must impress upon you again, we need information. What information you can gather, or you can send back, must have it.
Understood.
Do you have any questions? Now may be your last chance for some time to communicate with us directly.
You have directed us to go over land, Master, but wouldn't it be faster to go down river?
You could certainly travel downriver. We can arrange for a boat, and it gets you to Baldur's Gate in 2 or 3 days. The trip by road would be 4 or 5 days travel, at least on horseback.
However, we know that they traveled by road, so it might be best to follow their tracks.
Well, that, friend Octavia, is not really going to be possible. We believe they are traveling north along the coastway. We are sending you to get ahead of them. We can arrange for transport either by boat or the horses that you rode here. If you decide to take up the guise of caravan guards, it would be slightly unusual to see caravan guards riding their own horses. If you choose to adopt some other means of disguise to travel, then, well, again, I trust your judgment. But whichever way you prefer, we shall see that you reach Baldur's Gate.
So have they explained how they expect us to get word back to them? Is there some
Yeah, there
means
are
or channel?
spy drop locations that we can put a cipher message.
Okay.
Yeah, for the Harpers, there are ciphers he can show you, and basically dead drops.
All right.
In places like Baldur's Gate and any of the larger settlements.
And I believe you said that there was some people that we could give the message to that they would get it to a location.
Yes,
to get it to
there are also
middlemen.
In the same way that if you're familiar with Thieves' Cant,
I am.
there is. Well, you are, I know, but the Harpers have not a full language, but they have signs that can mark locations or people who can be, if not trusted, at least used.
I think if we are going to travel as caravan guards, then we probably should have a cart or some form instead of riding single horses.
Could you provide us with the most basic supplies to pass as that of caravan?
Well, we certainly can see that your clothing is appropriate for the road. If you wish to travel with a cart of your own, perhaps it would be best if you were to pose as merchants. But you would need someone who could convincingly portray such a figure. And you would also need to at least attempt to acquire some form of cargo to transport. It is not a bad idea, particularly when you could essentially have one merchant traveling and guards already hired. It would at least keep you together. It is worth pursuing. Give it some thought. As I said, we will be sending you on this mission and trusting your judgment, seeing that we have to rely on you to accomplish these things while we continue to collect evidence and gather forces in our own ways. But take some time, plan, and on the morning, or even this evening or this afternoon, should you finish by then, we can see you on your way. If you need supplies, we will provide them. We have already given you the best equipment that we can for whatever trials you may face ahead of you. But
That is much
We leave you.
appreciated.
let us know when you wish to depart. And Onthar and Leosin get up and make their way out.
Well, I like the idea of traveling as a merchant with guards.
It would be easiest to disguise ourselves in such a manner without having to hide our weaponry.
Also, might make us a target, though. Anyone who wants to rob merchants. We'll be upon them, though.
Perhaps.
If we were taken upon, then we could feign needing aid from, say, cultists or something of the like. I'm sure they're always willing for more followers, if that were to be the case.
Or perhaps our merchant vessel could connect with their caravan in the means of traveling the same way north. And wheresoever they would break off, we could easily report back that their location is somewhere within that area.
Our goal is to get to Baldur's Gate before them, correct?
Correct.
Before them, yes.
If we pose as merchants and weigh ourselves down, we may not be able to do that.
I say we take the river. We'll be there faster. Well before anyone could get to Baldur's Gate.
Speed will be nice, Numa, but we will need a well thought through plan, as several of our faces, and he kind of gestures to himself as well as over to Numa, will be recognized by some of their number.
Well, you have that fancy hat, man. That should cover your face.
But it's only good for one, and there are two of us.
We'll buy another hat.
As he recommends this, Eravan's going to, assuming he spent some time over the past couple of days since he's had this hat.
I don't know, have you?
I would think so.
Well,
Being
it's your
knocked out of the-
character, you tell me.
Okay, being knocked out of the drinking contest and kind of just sulking about a little bit, he would have spent some time yesterday inspecting this hat a little more thoroughly. So upon hearing that, Eravan's going to kind of tug at the hat on his head. And with that, the number of scars that are kind of glowing about his form seal themselves up as he drops a couple of inches in height points of his ears recede, and he takes on much more human qualities. I believe this had to be much more unique than that of most merchants. But as I said, it's only the one, and there are two of us.
Numa can hide in cargo if we're taking cargo, or he can just put on a mask. That's easy enough. If we're going as guards, a lot of them cover their faces anyway.
I'm not sure the disguise is required till we get to Baldur's Gate. We should not run into them.
For that matter, would it be so unusual for a group of adventurers to head to Baldur's Gate to seek their fortune?
I don't
We'll
think
blend
the problem
right
is
in.
getting there. That's what we're doing when we're there, is the problem.
So it's a manner to follow the cultists to their destination.
Are we following them, or are we getting there first?
We've got to get to
Well-
Baldur's Gate first and try to cut them
We'll
off
be arriving
before
to
they
Baldur's
hit
Gate
north.
first, but the information needed from both of our organizations is where these cultists are headed. And so for that, we need to either join up with the feigned caravan of cultists and follow their lead, or follow them from a distance.
Okay, and as a character, maybe I missed something. It's like, are they not headed to Baldur's Gate? Is that not?
We know
We
that
suspect
so-
they're going to Baldur's Gate.
they are going to Baldur's Gate, but we believe they're continuing northward to where we
Okay,
don't
so-
know.
Final destination unknown.
All right, so we're not talking about how we get to Baldur's Gate first. It's once we
How are we going
Get
to
it.
infiltrate the group
Right.
once we
gotcha.
get to Baldur's
Okay,
Gate?
okay.
Which in that case, going by river would be the fastest way to get to Baldur's Gate, which we can spend more time in the city planning.
Yeah, and the longer we're there ahead of time, the easier it is to blend in and find a way to keep an eye out for the cultists.
Very much agreed.
Basically, what you guys know for now is that you found the note, which I believe Erevan probably still has, saying everything must be freighted north to Neratar. Resmir allowed us to keep some pearls, a ring, and a handful of small stones. Other papers are of less interest. So, that was found on a note. Leosin has told you that he doesn't think that Neratar, wherever it is south of the Chonthar River. And if they're taking the coastway heading north, he believes that any cultist will have to travel through Baldur's Gate. Now, out of character real quick, do any of your characters' backstories include any potential travels to or through Baldur's Gate?
I don't think so.
Not mine.
And Erevan, you were from
From Waterdeep, I believe.
Waterdeep. Okay.
Kind of avoiding the big cities after that.
For Caden, there's the potential for it, but there's nothing specific that would have happened in Baldur's Gate.
Okay, well, I just need someone who might have some general knowledge of the city.
I think I would probably have the most knowledge of the city, being a roving.
Okay, well, then you two make me history checks.
Certainly.
Okay. Xavier, you know that Baldur's Gate is, it's a busy trading city. It's the nexus of both coastal trade up and down the coastway, of the road inland from Scornwall and Elturel, and also it's a harbor, not as significant as Waterdeep, but still a pretty significant trading outpost. It overlooks the river on a large bluff, and it's very, very well positioned to basically overlook the entire region, and it would be difficult to sneak around the city. Caden, you know, and you've probably been through there at one point and can kind of remember this. One of the peculiar things about Baldur's Gate is that the way that they keep kind of a stranglehold on trade is that no goods, carts, anything like that are allowed to be brought through the city. When you arrive at one of the outer gates of Baldur's Gate, you basically have to either turn around, deliver your goods to someone else, or more or less sell your goods and move through town and acquire new goods on the way out. Specifically, they don't allow wagons, pack animals, horses, or even dogs into the city. The streets are narrow, steep, and slick from frequent rain, and heavy wagons would be a menace. They actually have, part of the reason it's a bustling commercial hub is because for goods to pass through the city from the south to the north, for example, they must be unloaded in the outer city east of the wall, carried through the city by porters on foot, and reloaded onto different wagons north of the city for the rest of their journey. No road conveniently bypasses the city, one that they try to maintain, and most merchants find it easier to sell their loads to those intermediaries and consignment dealers within Baldur's Gate.
All right, so knowing that, there's a distinct possibility that the cultists have contacts or known associates in the city as well that they're going to be dealing with.
Do you think they might be traveling by boat?
I don't know if we have any information that would say one way or the other. It sounded like we thought they were on foot, or land-based.
We know they're on foot past Baragost, but we don't know if they've stopped anywhere since then.
Be a significant number to acquire a ferry for.
You also know that Baldur's Gate is the only commercial port of any significant size south of Waterdeep. Given the amount of treasure and goods that were taken from Greenest, and what you suspect was already accumulated before you reached the camp, it would take a boat of some significant size to transport all of that.
I think the quickest route would be going on foot. Not so much quickest, but smartest. We don't have a boat as it is right now, and we could cut across easily to get to Baldur's Gate from here.
I think they're willing to give us a boat if we want one.
Do you think it would?
Go ahead.
Do you think it would be easier to pose as sailors or merchants?
We just need to get to the city. Once we're in the city, we can do whatever we need to then. I think the plans need to stop for now, and then once we get into the city and get our bearings, then we can reassess.
I think we need to consider how epic it would be to have a river-based boat-to-boat battle, which would be inevitable.
It's pretty fun. I've had
Yeah?
characters killed in boats.
Killed but remembered.
Yes, it was.
Caden, what is your
memorable.
wisdom trying to tell you?
I was hoping to fail it, so I say yes. That's also we must do it. No, it's like, are any of us trained for boat-to-boat combat?
Not particularly.
I myself am not.
Are we going to acquire a river battleship?
I
I don't think any of us
this
know how
armor
to
will
use
sink
boats.
quite quickly in the water.
I mean, is there not like boats that leave El Terrell to go to Baldur's Gate? I mean, almost like we could just get staterooms on a yacht somewhere
Ballin'.
and have a nice leisurely cruise down Keontar River.
Yeah, what have I got all this gold for?
I mean,
Isn't there some card game that we could join that just travels?
As the DM, I want you guys to formulate your own plans, but if you had bothered to ask while they were in the room, Leosin would have said, yes, we can arrange passage on a boat down the river for you.
He did say that.
Yeah, they did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why it's
We're
not
not-
part of the plan.
we're not giving you a boat. We're not
Oh,
giving
man.
you a
Random
yacht.
travel.
Well, you know,
yeah.
There is not a lot of leisure travel down the river.
They're giving us a lift.
Is Leos, are they already out of the room? I missed that part.
Yeah, they left.
Oh.
Yeah,
sorry.
you guys are supposed to be planning, and right now there's not a lot of planning going on.
Well, you know, they say the best 2
There's
days
a
of
lot
boat
talk
ownership are,
planning.
you know, the day you get it and the day you sell it. So, you know, I'm not too.
Friend Xavier,
Well-
the only fear I have upon waiting till we get to the city to make any kind of plan is if we intend to pose as merchants of the sort, they may be able to provide the goods to us here that we would be pretending to sell in our wares. Whereas once we get to the city itself, we would have to purchase these wares ourselves to pose as merchants.
Sounds like we're going to have to sell our goods as soon as we get to the city anyway.
Well, if you would like, I would be more than willing to wait outside the city's walls with any horses or gear that we bring with us to oversee its care while a lot of you make your way inside to your contacts and such.
All right. Well, I vote caravan by land.
That works for me, and Caden can be the merchant. He seems the smallest out of all of us.
All right, I can roll with that.
I will be the horse keeper. I have a horse.
You are one with horses.
I am one with horse.
Well, I don't know if I can be the merchant. I don't have training in deception.
If you think they're catching on to you, just blow them up. It's fine.
I can do that.
What I'm going for.
At times, I can be quite persuasive myself. With the use of this hat, I may be able to pass
not
off
as much as a
as
god.
that as a merchant. You'll have my sword at the ready should any such trouble break out, but I may be able to pass for a seller of wares.
I can see that working.
Supposing no one looks too closely.
I suppose I could pose as a wandering monk.
Aren't you a wandering monk already, Uma?
Yeah.
That should be a very easy cover for you.
Numa, this is Octavia speaking. She's far more than just a cleric. Well, no.
So, we
Thank
travel
you.
by land with a cart, some sort of mercantile ware. And we try to infiltrate them when we get into the city.
Works for me.
I can
Sweet to
agree
the
with
point.
this.
So, in Baldur's Gate, we're expecting to see maybe other. The expectation is that there will be other members of the Harpers and the Gauntlet, right?
We won't specifically know who's a Harper, since they're all like spies.
Okay.
But we should be able to get in contact with someone that Leosin knows that they can get us contacts within the city, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's where I was going. Is surely there's, for lack of a better word, a safe house or lair for these groups that we can then reuse their resources to come up with watching these dragon cultists coming from the south and get some intel that way.
Yeah. I can see if there's any nefarious works going on in the city and see if I can get some information that way.
I guess that would be
So,
an appropriate question for Leosin.
I would ask you guys to consider how are you going to get someone else to watch for the cultist for you?
Oh, I'm not.
Well, I guess that was my point, is that we would, if we got there quicker, you could actually send people south to do recon, and you would know when they're coming, half a day out or a day out.
Aren't the cultists under disguise? How would we know what to look for?
Should be a large caravan.
Not
I mean,
necessarily.
What if they
They're
come in
traveling in
smaller
smaller groups. I doubt the hundreds in their numbers will be traveling all at once.
I mean, at
Avoid
least
suspicion.
50s or 75s of them. It'd be smaller, much smaller. I suppose
As
it
I
is
said,
hard
I-
to cover up a cobalt, though.
I wouldn't mind waiting outside of the city's walls with any such horses or gear we bring with us. At the same
Oh, I
time,
do-
I might not have any means of contacting you in the city.
I do
should
have these
Get you a
goggles,
pigeon,
which will
feed
help
them.
me see.
Octavia, I don't believe those goggles will be of much help to me. I'm not trying to read anything when spotting the cultists.
They might help you see better, too.
Do we know of any markings or call signs for the cultists when you guys were in the cave?
I don't remember
Side.
seeing any mark.
Aside from some of the more obvious masks that some of their mercenaries wore, there's not much.
So, so the clue here is, I think, is we know that they left the camp with wagons. I think, remember, we did see tracks, right?
You did.
So if you can't enter Baldur's Gate with wagons, then the cultists have to leave their wagons outside. And therefore, we should be able to tell the cultists by what is in the wagons.
You expect the number of wagons to let us go perusing through their goods.
Well, if you are a vendor or a supplier, you'd want to know what they're selling.
Not all caravans are merchants.
No carts get through the city.
Then those would be the ones that we would suspect are the dragon cultists.
Tis a good start. I'll give you that, Numa.
Caden also
notes.
knows that typically caravans coming up from the south, particularly from will make their way to Baldur's Gate, basically unload all their stuff to merchants at Baldur's Gate. The merchants who are traveling in those caravans will get new stuff and then make the trip back south. Basically, northward bound travel kind of stops at Baldur's Gate. Merchants who deal to the north of Baldur's Gate will typically acquire goods at Baldur's Gate, travel north to Waterdeep or even Neverwinter, and then make the return trip. It is not very... Basically, it is unusual for merchants to travel from the south all the way through to the north. Same goes for caravan guards.
Caden, why did you not say this sooner?
I did. Weren't you listening?
So then
Dozed off for a moment.
the wagons that are not obvious merchants, we can mark in some secret way and then track the traffic going north, and the ones that have our mark on them, we will then be able to determine that those are the dragon cultists. So those owl glasses may actually be of use, Octavia.
I knew they would be.
Which could mean we must be ready to leave at a moment's notice, should we catch sight of any wagons or such leaving from the city in any sort of numbers, making their way north.
I have no luggage.
If they have to go through the city, then we can watch the exiting gate. And people that are going through without really stopping for anything, they looked rushed, like they're on a mission. It seemed we'd be able to single out cultists that way. If they seem focused on moving through the city as fast as they can, without drawing attention, but on a direct line.
It's either that or the drug traffickers.
Yeah.
Xavier, you believe yourself to be capable of perceiving such?
But again, what we see as a weakness could be a strength. You're worried that they will recognize you, but you could also recognize them.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Let's put it this way. If they see you walking around to them, they should be scared. Or at the very least worried. And they'll act shifty. Should be able to single them out.
So they can shift now.
Shifty.
Yes, they can shift.
All sneaky beaky.
Ah. I see.
Now, did y'all? This is out of character. Didn't y'all dress up like the dragon cultists when you were infiltrating their camp?
No.
Yep,
Okay.
Oh, did we?
I did.
You.
Well, they don't have any sort of
You did.
uniform or anything, right?
Well, I thought they had rough
No,
looking
not
armor.
really
No.
uniform.
Hey.
Some of the groups had like the associating colors for like the
I guess what I was getting
blanking
at
on
is,
the names of the mercenary groups.
I mean,
but
surely we can modify our appearance enough that they would not easily recognize us.
Aravan's going to tug at the hat once again and
There
Physical
you-
features change entirely once again, including the armor he's wearing seems to shift to a purplish hued robe, taking on the appearance of what's her name that we fought within the cave with the halberd.
Oh. Is that one of the cultists?
Nicely done.
One of them looked like this, and we may be able to shift our appearance to avoid detection from them.
Is it?
Well,
But
you're-
as some of you pointed out, perhaps our best bet would be to wait nearest the northern gate at Baldur's Gate for any such departure from the city.
Was there anyone in the cave after the cult left that was maybe of some stature with the cult that you could disguise yourself as, that they wouldn't know is necessarily dead?
There were several that we killed, but should they ask about any such information we are not privy to,
You would know their
the ruse
cultists.
will be up.
Erevan is a paradox. He can hide in plain sight.
Just thinking, if they come and say what happened in the cave, you know they're a cultist.
Yes, but do
Well-
the 5 others of you intend to wait around the face that they know?
No, I'll be in the shadows. But it's an option of rooting them out.
I believe when we get to the city, each of us can pick points on the north side of Baldur's Gate to recon the exit routes. But Erevan, you can move as you please with your out of disguise.
I can, but I have not always had the best of luck.
Yes, this guy's
Going
on.
No, no.
So-
Player knowledge and character knowledge. Player knowledge.
All right, so we're talking about getting to Baldur's Gate. Right now, we're thinking pretend to be a merchant caravan, get to Baldur's Gate, then let's keep an eye out for the cultists, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And at some point, we need to figure out where the cultists are going, or
Right.
like travel with the cultists or something, right? So, how is pretending to be merchants going to help us do that? Because like we're not really going to run into them on the way to Baldur's Gate, and they're not
For
going
those-
to care why we're there if they don't know who we are.
Once
I was
we're-
thinking more along the lines of joining up with their caravan. So long as they are keeping the ruse of being a traveling caravan, and we keep up the ruse of traveling merchants, they might have no quarrel with us joining up with their wagon train.
Basically, Caden, here's what's going to happen. We're going to profile some people that look kind of shady. We're going to make a bunch of assumptions.
Well,
Then act
we,
on
well,
those
we can get
assumptions.
to the city and then get disguises and supplies to be merchants then.
Why do we need to be
don't
merchants
think
to
we-
join the
yeah.
caravan rather than being guards? Like we've already been caravan guards. We know we can do that. We are caravan guards.
That's a fair point.
Well, and it's a big enough city that a disguise wouldn't be required if we blend in with the crowd.
There is
If
lots
we're-
of crowd.
If we're only trying to determine when they get there and then track their movements northward. If we're Numa will not be able to blend in with the dragon cultists.
Well, and for this point, it doesn't seem like we need to. We don't need to pretend to be cultists in this scenario.
Right.
We
No,
just
I'm
have
talking
to.
about after we get to Baldur's Gate. If our plan is to blend with the dragon cultists to figure out where they're going, I will die.
Well, yeah, that's. We don't need to do it that way. We just need to have some reason to travel with them, and if we're guarding them, then obviously we're traveling with them.
Then Numa will want to kill all of them.
Well, yes, but
Shouldn't-
certainly
should
caravan guards. It's not that unusual.
Not that unusual, but should their numbers not require any additional guards? Should they not offer the coin? Do we intend to join their ranks nonetheless? Forcing our guard services upon them?
And Caden tells you that, trust me, these caravans are big. Like 20, 30 wagons at a time. Everybody hires 2 or 3 guards. You know, they're traveling through dangerous territory.
They're
Even
always
from
willing to take on experienced help.
My concern is they've already got the help within their numbers, as they already compose of within the hundreds. Why trust outsiders with their protection when they can already have such numbers from within the ranks of their own cult?
Can that hat turn you into a kobold?
Okay.
Not a very convincing one.
I don't know why my camera keeps cutting out, but it seems to keep cutting out. But right now, I'm holding up the page in the book where it says you hire yourselves out as caravan guards.
Well, no, but I think we're talking about two different. We're talking about two different.
Excited as Ben?
We're talking about two different caravans. The caravans between El Terrell and Baldur's Gate. It doesn't matter if
No,
we're
that doesn't
caravan guards or not,
Right.
and we
that
can
one
be
doesn't
hired
really
out for
matter.
that. I think what we're discussing is the cultists are probably not going to need to hire guards because they're themselves hired killers.
Guards. Yeah.
But
now
we
it's
don't know if they've
possible.
lost any of them on the way.
Can you guys see this?
No.
I see Baldur's Gate. Now we could theoretically be
Hiding
hired out.
Hiring out.
Well, I guess my point is we could theoretically find another caravan that's not associated with the cultists that are heading north and become guards for that caravan and follow or go ahead of the cultist caravan and recon that way.
Maybe a traveling circus?
Okay.
Yes. Now Numa could
We
do
At
hear
this
a
point-
voice as if from on high.
At this point,
But either way, can we not discuss this while we're traveling to Baldur's Gate?
Yes.
Leosin walks back into the room and he says, "My God, what were we thinking? People can't even decide how to walk out the room." Listen to me. This is what you're going to do.
Pick the wrong guys.
You, all of you, you're going to get on a
Return those
boat.
magic items.
Yes, thank you, a boat.
We're going to send you down the river. You're going to go to Baldur's Gate. When you get to Baldur's Gate, you're going to go talk to Akin Celebon. He's in Blackgate, just north of the city. You're going to stay with him. You're going to keep an eye out for cultists. If you find the cultists, and they are in fact traveling as a caravan, or as a part of a caravan, you're going to hire yourselves on as guards for that caravan, and you're going to follow them. Do you understand me?
Yay, a
Yes,
boat.
Master.
Yay.
I'm on a boat.
So that was like plan number 1, right, guys?
Obviously,
Right when we
that's,
start talking.
And we looked
That's
back
what
at
we
the
all
ocean and said, "That's what we wanted to do. What are you talking about?"
precisely what we all just agreed upon before you stormed into it.
Actually, it was. Okay, so we take a boat and we go to Baldur's
See,
Gate.
I was excited. I was like, "Ooh, they could pretend to be merchants. That could work out. I could see how that could work." And then it just, like, there was a kernel. It was this big. It was a plan. It started right there, and then you planted it, and it started to grow. And then some like big truck like drove over it, and then
A caravan drove over.
and then like
by a truck.
yes, and then a dog came up and like dug it up, and a bird ate the seed, and it flew over there, and it shat the seed out, but it
Oh,
didn't
we could
fall.
have Baldur's Gate by air, guys. Why do we think that?
Listen, I don't understand these metaphors.
This
Oh,
I should have just done a dungeon crawl. It should just be one continuous dungeon from here until the end of the story.
the thing is though, is this is D&D. This is fun to me. This is
Is it a
the
nice
thing. The
dungeon?
thing is we're slipping in and out of character, and it's awesome. I love it.
I encourage you to roleplay. I encourage you to come up with your own plans, but not 45 minutes worth of your own plans. Maybe like 10 minutes of planning.
He's just afraid we're gonna win it at D&D.
I'm just saying, if I have to edit this episode down, we're gonna be cutting all of this.
Wow, but this is gold.
Oh man, I really wish I would have captured the Pathfinder game where we spent 3 hours on how to kill a priest. No joke, 3 hours we spent back and forth about if we were going to kill this priest or not.
So Numa asked for a hammock from Leosin for the sea voyage.
You will sleep on the floor.
Yes, master.
Can I use your closet?
God. Okay.
He's gonna look at you and
Come out of
just
the
say,
closet.
It's gonna be a thing now.
"Yeah, yeah, it is." Okay.
I
So
think
guess
you did
what?
good.
Good
In the
place to
morning,
end
you wake up. There's a boat. You got all the supplies you wanted. You have like 3 options of clothing you can change into to try to make yourselves look more like guards.
Can I take it all?
No,
Hmm.
you get 1.
Mhm.
Every hour, Aravan's changing his outfit, making use of the hat to do so.
Okay. As you're traveling down the river, the people who are manning the boat, like, they keep seeing different people come out on deck, and they really
Stowaways.
don't remember having this many people on deck. So after the third one comes out,
Just
the
the
captain
outfit,
comes up to you.
not so much the face.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just changing.
In that case, the captain doesn't come up to you to throw you overboard.
Whoa, that was close.
We should have went by land, guys.
In this armor, I can't swim.
So, as you're traveling downriver, you get to right about there. And a couple of things are going to happen.
I've got my black hood up, so my face
Okay.
is covered.
Sure. Well, the first thing that's going to happen is that the captain is going to weigh anchor, or excuse me, drop anchor, and is going to tie up for the night. And you guys are all going to get a nice long rest.
Mm-hmm. A
Oh,
week's
good.
worth, right?
Nope, just a day. However, in that day, if Caden has enough money, while he was traveling down the river on this boat, he could have learned at least 4 of his scrolls.
All right.
Pay the man.
Pop, right?
So the gold,
You spent it while you were in El Terrell acquiring materials to actually cast your spells.
notebooks are super expensive.
Yep.
Nope, not notebooks. It's all like
Alright,
the
so-
Eye of Newt and the Back Guano and, you know, the rare herbs and things.
I've heard of that guano.
Yeah, that was quite fun too.
Yes.
All right. So
The
you want me
next
to
day-
add those, or
Yep.
will you?
You should be able to do it, so
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Drag him in.
the next day you travel down the river and you arrive right about there. And he ties up for the night. And you get another long rest. And assuming that Caden has the money, he can learn 4 more of his scrolls. All the scrolls!
That's a lot of money.
And if you run out of money, you can beg your companions to share.
Or get thrown overboard.
And then the next day, fairly early in the day, you arrive at Baldur's Gate. And that's where we'll pick it up next week.
Huzzah.
We made it, guys.
Wow, we could have done
We
that
made
like
it.
45 minutes ago. That's great.
Yeah, what took so long? Jeez.
That was
I
a
had
long river ride.
I had my stateroom reserved a long time ago, guys.
I take the black cloak and make a hammock and lay in front of Numa.
So, lesson for myself. Next time, give directions. Don't ask questions. Give directions. Don't ask questions.
We're not allowed to plan ever again.
Or set a timer. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Let us have
Dangerous.
free reign and be like, okay, you guys got 5 minutes to come up with a decision.
That
So
seems
what
like
is
a
the
recipe for
original
disaster.
Well, no, I mean
That's like-
that doesn't take away our freedom of choice. It just puts a limit on how long we take to talk.
Yeah. The last thing we said at the end of that 5 minutes, that's the plan.
Exactly. Or we plan on the road.
Or we just take a vote after
No,
the timer's up.
There you go.
Ah,
Now we're in a
I like that.
democracy.
Timer, and then at the end, okay, option 1, 2, or 3, vote on the one you want. There you go. It works. See, look at that.
Or we just
burning.
roll a dice. Roll a dice.
you guys
for
have
option
3
1, 2, or
seconds.
3.
Go. Okay, vote.
We go to Baldur's Gate. Okay. I think the biggest thing that we were discussing was whether or not we were going to bring supplies with us or not. Like,
Yeah, and as you guys were discussing it, and I was listening and trying to kind of see where you might be, what you might be planning. It was becoming clearer and clearer that there was and this is, I, as a DM, I could have just told you this is how Baldur's Gate works, but your characters wouldn't really know that. So I was trying to feed some of that through Caden because he actually has some familiarity with Baldur's Gate. But it was kind of just one of those. The more and more you talked, the less and less convinced I was that you could actually pull this off in a way that wouldn't just get you arrested or something. So I was like, maybe we'll go a different direction with this.
Well, my experience with Baldur's Gate is you can just kill people in the middle of the street and nobody cares.
That's the game, yes, but that was Baldur's Gate about 150 years ago.
Oh, so
I
that
was
Lich still
alive
won't
for
be
that.
there?
The Lich might still be there somewhere. I don't know.
Because he has a pretty sweet ring. And I'm willing to sacrifice the rest of the party to get it, so...
Thank you for your candor.
Dude, it's a free spell slot. How can you pass that up?
That's where we lost one part.
Not one entire free spell slot.
He ran off to go fight a lich for something. We said, nope, we're not. At the end of the 3 minutes, the rest of us voted we're not going to do that.
God damn you, democracy!
Oh, God.
Oh, man. So, I have some extra planning to do for next week.
Oh, God.
And now that I'm not in my MBA classes, I should actually have some time to do it.
So you have
So-
a lot of homework to do.
Now,
Freaking train wreck.
I hope you guys have had fun the last couple of weeks, but I have to admit that I was very happy that you were willing to stick around and do some of the fun contests and stuff that didn't take a whole lot of heavy lifting on my part.
That was
So
good.
now we're gonna die. It was just going away party, really. We understand.
And I think, like, through each of the competitions, we've all now discovered our arch nemesis, like Numa and Salmon.
Was the heavy lifting was that a slide against Numa? There was no heavy lifting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to take it that way, sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm always willing to insult your character, whenever possible.
That's very
Basically,
nice
I
of you.
found out that we are all absolutely inadequate except for Cheska.
He's
Hey.
learned his lesson. He's toughened up since his greenest
Silver
days.
did a great job.
Go a long way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We
Silver's
still lost.
glue now.
He's not glue.
Yeah, see, as you guys are well aware, we're doing one of the pre-written modules. Technically, I think the last three, the entirety of the thieves' hideout was a homebrew thing. So setting that
Yeah,
aside,
buddy.
I think we've
So
spent
Silver's not glue.
I think we've spent at least 3 sessions on the first 2
Oh my
pages of chapter
gosh. Are
4.
you serious?
Nice.
Well, it's El Terrell. It's the introduction to the Order of the Gauntlet, and then the mission that you guys are getting sent on.
Nice. Progress.
The next, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages are all the interesting things that you have lying ahead of you.
Wow.
So-
It's not going to be life threatening, though, right?
Everything's like
Definitely
Not all of them, no.
Is
I mean, even
At
the
the very
Captain
least, we
Remote.
know there's going to be no planning involved in those next pages.
is there any like large bridges into Baldur's Gate that I should be aware of?
You mean like 2-mile-long stretches with no handrails?
No, like drawbridges that could fall on me.
Cliff sides, ledges of any sort. Xavier's going to make his way up the wall higher and higher, not know how to get down.
Just jump off.
No, let's just say it's going to be full of adventure and probably some mystery,
With death.
and there's probably going to be death, but maybe not for you. So, does anyone have any feedback they would like to provide on how this session went? Because someone is typing furiously. And I can only assume it's like, a death threat letter or something.
It's a
Dear
scathing tweet.
President Obama.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, thanks, Obama.
Trump should have built a wall.
Oh, God.
Okay,
we're not- D&D is a safe space. We're not going on this. Yes.
There's no longer
safe
a
space.
lich involved.
So did anybody have anything they particularly enjoyed or particularly didn't enjoy?
I enjoyed pleasing an entire crowd by drinking complete garbage.
I didn't enjoy losing that drinking contest.
I really enjoyed how quickly my wrestling debut was over.
Look, I have to say, it timed pretty dang well with your
I
theme.
know.
With what?
That was actually amazing how well that worked.
It timed out what?
It timed out really well with your theme music. Like
Oh, did it?
Yeah, the 4-minute battle scene, like when you got knocked unconscious, the music basically ended like almost immediately. I thought that was pretty epic, personally.
I like the whole planning session, even though we didn't really go into it. Just like kind of hearing everyone voice their own ideas. All
Much
that.
to Ben's chagrin.
So you enjoy going in circles.
I think
Just like actually hearing everyone kind of give their own 2 cents about what they
everyone
think
was involved
and why.
I enjoyed
exactly.
And I want to encourage that. I really do. I want you guys to take more ownership of that. I shouldn't have given you the opportunity right now. It's not like there's a right and a wrong path to take.
Well, we chose the wrong one.
But there's definitely there's the wide, easy path to get you where we need to go.
Yeah.
And then there was this path over here. It could have been adventurous over there, but I didn't have the time to make it up as we went.
By the end of the night, we probably would have ended up at the point where we would have been asking, well, the cultists really aren't so bad. I mean, are we on the right side of this at all?
It's like, are we sure? What are their benefits? I mean,
right? Dental vision. 401k, right?
we don't know for sure. Maybe those people liked the worms they had to eat.
Right.
Maybe
that
they
would taste
wanted
good.
to be, lizards for the rest of their lives.
Who are we to judge?
Thinking about it, probably one in game one issue we have is we really don't have a party leader.
No.
It comes down to it, we don't have somebody who just can make the call and the rest of the group goes with it. Well, so, I would say that your paladin should be filling that role, but your paladin's kind of stupid.
Your paladin did stop 2 of those flame demons. I don't know.
Like I said, there's something wrong with his head. It's like if we sit back and we take a look at the characters we have. We've got the brand new guy who you're not just going to listen to because he just got here.
Yep.
And because he's a rogue. Right, that too.
Hey.
You've got the very socially awkward
never
monk.
opened has let us eat traps.
You have the perhaps mentally challenged paladin.
Perhaps.
You have the unreliably boastful ranger. You have the unwilling to heal healer.
I heal sometimes.
And so the way I'm looking at it, the leader of this group, the one I think is going to step up and really lead, is either going to have to be the cleric or the wizard. One of you two is going to have to step up and do it.
I was going to say I could do it, but whatever.
I don't trust you.
You don't trust me. I know.
You could eventually.
Well, as a
You
monk,
follow me because are you gonna follow me or are you gonna die? Because I won't heal you if you don't respect my decisions. Bam! I'm the leader now,
Well, that
guys.
ain't right.
Now, see, that sounds like abuse of power.
That
sounds like
tyrannical.
leadership. Yeah, well, there's that too.
Leadership, guys.
She understands how this works.
Yeah, somebody's played WoW.
This is not a democracy. Yes, theocracy. This is a healocracy. If you got the heals, you make the rules.
That's right.
Oh, you lost an arm? I'm really sorry about that. Maybe you should have walked over there.
Yeah, you should have listened next time.
Maybe you should have fetched me that drink like I asked.
Maybe you shouldn't have let me lose that drinking contest.
I love how you blame your drinking problems on everybody else.
Clearly, it wasn't my
True
fault.
alcoholic.
I did great the night before. Something clearly went wrong.
The ups and downs of alcoholism.
Is it really alcoholism when you're drinking the swill water?
I'm going to say yes. When you're forcing it down, despite the reflex to want to vomit it up, I'm going to say
It's like-
yes.
Is there any other reason you would drink with swill water? Well, I had a good time tonight. I appreciate everyone being here. Do we want to give anyone inspiration for their participation or something
Newman had
they did?
inspiration for his heroic wrestling match.
Numa already has inspiration. He probably should have used it during his wrestling match.
oh no, that would be quite the waste of inspiration.
Yeah, it's like I think the most improved award goes to Chesko. He's come a very long way in his drinking
Yep.
habits.
I think Chesko should
I
get
was gonna say,
inspiration.
yeah, Jesco, because I think he was the only one of us to actually win one of those contests.
What was the outcome of the archery?
We lost.
One of
Lost.
the other members of the order managed to take home the prize.
Okay. Well, cool. Thanks,
So,
guy.
you decided not to participate, I believe, because you weren't here.
Right.
But your other companion with the longbow, Xavier and Numa both participated, and Xavier didn't roll particularly well, and Numa was at a disadvantage because he was throwing darts.
I think we made it to the final round, though. Didn't we?
You made it to like the last 4, yeah.
I'll take that.
You guys tried.
And no, we lost on purpose, right, Numa? We're spies.
That's right.
We're
That's right.
determining everybody else's.
That's right. My last,
Kingmakers.
I think in my last attempt I did blindfolded and backwards.
Octavia came in a spirited second place in the horse race.
Oh, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good one.
I kicked ass till the last roll.
And I think those were the only 2 contests we had before the shopping spree began.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right, well, I mean, everybody's still here. Do we want to keep going or
Good deal.
something?
Nah, I'm out for the night.
Yep, I gotta run.
I'm going to say goodnight really quick before my dogs start barking. Have a good night. Bye.
Good night.
Night.
All right.
Thanks again,
Bye.
everybody.
Right, see y'all.
Adios, folks.
Bye.